Hello, Screaming Eagles. It's Miss Hudson here. I'm going to walk you through how we use the TI Nspire calculators to enter scatter plots and create a line of best fit. We did this by hand. We used the data. We created a scatter plot by hand the other day. So you're going to take out your plot these worksheets that are already filled out, and I'm going to show you how you can do it on the calculator. First things first, you turn your calculator on by clicking on the on button, and this should look like the screen you get. Over on this side of the screen, you can see which buttons I'll be clicking on the calculator, so you can play along with me if you'd like. What we're going to do first is we're going to open a new document. So you can use the touchpad in the center of this big square button, or you can toggle over and then you hit enter. You'll learn the enter key, and it gives me the option of adding all these things. Now, since we're going to make a line of best fit, we need to create a graph from data. So we're going to make a spreadsheet. I'm going to use my toggle key to toggle down, and then I'm going to hit enter. Alright, you can probably double click on the center, so that'll work too. I just like to go through things with toggles. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to enter the information from plot these in column A and column B. Alright, I'm going to enter the first 4 elements of your domain, which are 0, enter, and enter pushes you down, 1, enter, 2, enter, and 3, enter. Those are the first 4 elements of my domain. I'm going to toggle up and toggle over. Now we're going to enter the first 4 elements of the range that correspond. Using all my big words because we are smart and we're going to practice using them. So the first element that goes with 0 is 0. The element in the range that goes with 1 is 22. The element of the range that goes with 2 is 44. And finally 66. You'll be filling in the rest. When you do the assignment, you'll go all the way through domain element 8 and range element 176. Our next step, so this is step 3. We did step 3. Step 4 says look at your columns and make sure you put it in right, and now we have to label the columns. We do that. I'm going to toggle up, and we're going to use the gray box, not the white box. Let's see, no, we're going to use the white box. And the alpha keys are down here. X, Y, and Z are at the very bottom. They're easy to find. X, and then you hit enter, and there you go. It looks just like the example. I'm going to toggle over, toggle up, go down to my Y key, and Y, because X is usually, I didn't want to do a space there. X is quite normally our domain variable, and Y is our range variable, usually. Now, we're going to add a new page, which means we go to Control and Dock. Control Dock. That gives you all these options. Control Dock. And I'm going to toggle down. This time I want data and statistics. Hit enter, or hit the center of or touch the center of your touchpad. Now we have all these points out here. This is data element 1, 2, 3, and 0. They're labeled by their X names or their domain names, but they're not in order per a graph. This should not look anything like what you graphed in class yesterday. What we have to do is we have to tell it, the calculator, to put these on an XY graph. There's lots of things we could do it. We're telling it we want to see it on a graph. First we have to assign a variable. So using your touchpad here, my computer won't use the touchpad. You're going to use the touchpad to manipulate the cursor on your calculator screen and move it down to click to add variable. So we click. The first one we do is the domain. We assign the domain. And they move like magic. Ooh, and that's the end of the first page. Let's turn it over. I can't wait to see what happens. Oh no! Now we have to assign a value to the y-axis. You probably saw that coming. So we do the same thing. We move our cursor over to the side where we expect the y to be, the y-axis to be, right? It's the up-down one. Vertical. We click. Now we can't name it X, so make sure you toggle down or select the cursor on Y. This should now look very much like the graph you did by hand in class. Now, whenever we have information on a graph that looks sort of like you could connect the dots and have a line, we want to assign a line of best fit. We want to see if it actually does fall on a fairly straight line. To do that in the calculator, you are going to analyze your information and do a regression analysis. So we go to Menu, and we want to analyze because we want to decide. If we're going to decide something, we need to analyze. So let's toggle down, Analyze. I'm going to hit Enter, and I said regression. And then we're going to hit Enter. Now, there's all different kinds of regression, all right? There's more than this. I mean, after 9, they've got A's. Let's go and explore show logistic, show logistic. There's lots of choices. But since the beginning, and we're going to go through a lot of them. At the beginning of the year, we're going to start with show linear mx plus b. Mx plus b corresponds to y equals mx plus b, which is our slope-intercept form. That's our easiest way to graph because m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. B is where you begin on the y-axis. And look, a line appears on the screen. It also provides us, whoop, it went away. Where'd it go? Now I have to show. I accidentally made the equation disappear. To make it come back, I'm going to click on the line again, okay? Whoop, there it is, okay. This says my line of best fit has a slope of 22 and a y-intercept of 0. Let's see. And that's how you do it. That's how you use the calculator. You are going to now create a new document with 2 new sets of data, and you're going to repeat this process. Feel free to refer to the notes sheet on the desk. There's a little half sheet that you're going to put into your interactive student notebook. Feel free to add whatever notes you need to help you recall which keystroke combinations create this document, because this is something we're going to do over and over again this year.